Hello there. I am going to show you how to take a somewhat pushy horse and make them actually soft. And what I mean by that is taking a horse that is a little bit dull and make him a little bit more sensitive, okay? Yeah, so we're going to take a horse that's a little dull and make it more sensitive. I'll show you what I mean. She's not really pushy by any means, but I just got this mare and I'm going to just started playing with her. And I can push on her shoulder, on her chest here, and see how long it takes her to back up. So I'm going to push, touch, push, 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 push. There, she finally backed up a little bit right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to take a horse that is just a little bit dull and take it and make it sensitive. And we're going to use just this nice little crop right here, make it really easy. You don't need no fancy tools or anything like that. So I'm going to start off with over here. I'm going to take this little crop and I'm going to tap it right here on the shoulder just a little bit and ask her to back up. So I'm going to enforce my energy. I back up just a little bit more here. I'm going to enforce my energy as getting not aggressive but more back away from my energy because I want her to be able to respect my energy. So when I go towards her, I'm going to get kind of a big energy right here. And I'm going to walk towards her just a little bit and I'm going to tap her right here on the shoulder. So she's not going to be paying attention, so she's probably going to get tapped. So I'm going to raise my energy here, tap, 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 tap. There. She responded. As soon as she acted like she was going to shift that weight, I released that pressure. Good girl. So I'm going to take that what I just tapped her with. Notice how she swished her tail. I don't know if you noticed that, but she swished her tail right there when I did this. That's a little sign of aggression right there that she's like, I don't really like that. So I'm going to ask her again. I'm going to ask her with my energy. I'm going to come up here, ask her, tap. Good girl. That's what I mean. And that was just a little tap. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to rub it away. That way I'm sensitizing and also desensitizing. Because when I was trying to push her away the other day, she's just kind of like pushy, like, come on, pushy. See what I mean? That's what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach her how to move that shoulder on her own. So right here, I've already learned to get her to respect this here. So I'm going to ask her to go back, increase my energy, tap, tap. There. Good girl. Rub it away. I'm going to bring her up here, ask her to kick, just take a step forward. I'm going to ask her to go back, back. There, I didn't have to tap her. I just did my energy right there. See that little bit of a shake of a head right there? That is a little bit of a sign of aggression. Always know that little shake of a head, she's licking her lips so she understands, but there's that little shake of aggression right there. Always make note of that there if you have any kind of a head shake, because that's a little sign of aggression. So that could lead to where if she didn't want to do something, that she could do something and retaliate. Not saying she would, but that is a sign right there. So I'm going to ask her to step forward here. Come on. She's kind of pulling on it. Ask her to step forward. Okay. Now I'm going to raise my energy again over here and ask her to back up. So I'm going to raise up here. Back. Step. So I didn't even have to tap her. I'm going to ask her again. Tap. There's one tap. There, I didn't have to tap her right there. So she's got a little bit, if you notice she kind of stomped her hind foot right there a little bit. That's a little bit of a sign of aggression right there. So I'm going to bring her up here. And I'm going to do this again. And if she doesn't back away from me, I'm just going to give her a little tap. So I'm going to raise my energy up. There. She backed up without even having to have me tap on her. I'm going to raise my energy, bring her up here and forward. Now I'm going to raise my energy up here and ask her to back up again. Let's go 2 steps. Good girl. Reward them on the slightest try. Good girl. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach her to move that shoulder away from me. So we already got her kind of moving backwards. Now we're going to get her to cross over this foot over the top of her other front foot and cross over. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand over here by her shoulder and I'm going to get back here, not in front of her shoulder, but just right behind her shoulder, behind this leg right here. That little muscle right there, almost like right in front of where the cinch goes. Right there. I'm going to take this and I'm going to tap her right here. Why? Because if I tap her right here to get over, she's going to go step behind that foot. I want her to reach in forward and step in front of that foot. So therefore, I'm going to tap her back here and get her to lift that forward and over. So I'm going to always try to train my horses to win. So I'm going to ask her, she's never had this done, so I'm going to raise my energy up, tap her here, and I'm not going to stop until she takes that foot, that forward step over, which would be right there. And release. Good girl. She took that step over. That's what I wanted right there. I'm going to bring her over here. And I'm going to ask her for that step forward over again. I'm going to ask her to square up so she's got, there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get over here. Now I'm going to ask her to move forward, over, there. There's that step, over. Good girl. Now if you watch, she kind of like switched her tail right there. It's a little sign of like, I don't like you really telling me what to do. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to relax. I'm going to put my energy up. I'm going to ask her to go over, there. It's a crossover. That was beautiful. Before she had to actually come over here and take a few steps before she would cross over the front. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her, she's already done it once for me really pretty quick and pretty nice. So I'm going to ask her to do it again. Good girl. Are you ready? I'm going to ask her to go over. There's that step over. I had to ask her a little bit heavier on that whip though, because she has a little dull right there. I want her a little bit more sensitized. So I'm going to ask her again. I'm going to say get over on that front. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. That's what I want. I want her to be sensitive like that. And I want her licking her lips. If she's licking her lips and chewing, that means that she is content right now. Okay, so now, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do her hind end. I'm going to teach her hind end how to move away from me. I'm going to square her up. And then I'm going to take the same thing over here. I'm going to rub her with it. I'm going to bounce the air just a little bit. And then I'm going to just tap her here. And ask her to move away from me, right there. That's good. And you can rub it. And then ask her to move away with the air. And then tap, tap, tap. Relax. There. That is to get them how to disengage that hind end away from you. And also to disengage the forequarters away from you also. From there you can do the side pass. You can do all kinds of exercises. You notice how she's kind of flicking her head right there? Right there. That what she's doing is kind of a release. It's kind of like a, yeah, she's got some flies on her, but it's not what she's doing. What she's doing is more like a releasing of attitude. When she releases that attitude a little bit, she's going to shake her head right there. That's good. Good girl. I hope you liked that video. That was just a quick demonstration on how to move their forequarters and their hindquarters and how to back up lightly.